Hello everyone. Compliment of this season. My name is Nekwe Obaseki, reporting from Toronto, Canada. We're here today to discuss about Edo State politics, specifically about Adam Soshomole. I have a guest all the way from UK. Oh, Dr. Tony Agbans. Hello.
Hello, Nekman. Good to be back on your program. Iselogbe. Greetings to all our viewers all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching Nebo TV this evening. Compliment of the season to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us from UK today. So we are here to discuss about Edo State politics. It has been a while. I've not been following the trend all that much, but this issue of Adam Soshomole recently saying that he will use the court to remove Obaseki as he did in Imo State. So how can that be possible in Edo State? Mm.
Uh, Thank you, Nekman, for your question. I know that many of us have been occupied with other activities following the victory of Governor Godwin, known as Obaseki, in the September 19 Edo State election, and his subsequent inauguration for a second tenure on November 12, 2020. Uh, that being said, the governor has actually settled down to work to bring about his vision, his mega agenda for the good people of Edo State, who, despite all the uh, intimidation, despite all the aggression, and despite all the challenges, rally around the governor to ensure that he was re-elected. So again, congratulations to all Edo sons and daughters, even non-Edos, Nigerians who are residing in Edo State, for supporting the governor to change the status quo. But that has happened, and just this week, this week we are hearing of reports from no other personality than the able deputy governor of Edo State, His Excellency Comrade Philip Shuaibu.
Yeah.
He said,
Mm.
and he was quoting Adam Soshomole. It's alleged that Adam Soshomole was boasting at a uh, at a program at Yamo, his country home. He was boasting that he will use the court, that is the Nigerian judiciary, to remove Governor Obaseki as governor of Edo State, just like he did in Imo State. This this is coming from no other person than our own deputy governor.
Yeah,
So
Phyllis Shaibu. Yeah.
there have been a lot of insinuations. There have been since the governor was inaugurated. You know, in Benin, I always like to use Benin parable sometimes. So we forget about the English we speak. Edo where awe mai okoko wa aga tahiame. So that translated is that the chicken is never happy when a bird is being roasted. What I'm trying to put together here is the fact that so many people are not happy that Governor Obaseki won that re-election. They are not happy.
Of
And
course, the
they are,
opposition would never be happy.
yes, they are
Yeah.
not happy. And they are doing, instead of accepting the defeat, instead of accepting the will of the Edo people and congratulating the winner, many of them have refused to do so. So they are doing all things possible to make sure that they truncate this electoral victory that was unanimously given to Governor Godwin Obaseki by the good people of Edo State. So, for the former chairman of the APC, who at the moment is a non-state actor, for him to be boasting at Yamo that he will use the court to remove Obaseki, like he did in Imo State, where we have the popular Supreme Court governor now, as the governor of, that is Governor Hope Uzodinma is the governor there. He was even number 4. We'll come to that later. He was number 4 in that election. Many Nigerians know that. So for this kind of boast, it's not something that we just sweep under the carpet. So it's something that we need to talk about. It's something that we need to bring for people to know what is actually going on. And it's a slap. This is a slap on the Nigerian judiciary. For yes, the defeated parties in the election have gone to court. Matters are before the court because the court is there to adjudicate on issues. The court is there to make pronouncements. So for him now, I'm not a lawyer, but you don't need to be a lawyer to understand the import of what the statement that Oshiomhole have made, which Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu have raised an alarm about, so that he will use the court to remove a sitting governor. It is sub-judicial, as they say in law. So that is what I would say for now, Nekman.
Yeah, but people should not be panicking over the statement. Even before the election, he boasted and said everything. At the end of the day, Obaseki won the election. We should not take this too seriously. You understand? It's just a normal thing, or in Nigeria, they said it's a political statement. So can we consider this statement as part of the political statement?
Yes, Nekman, I beg to differ with you there. Yes, we can as well take this statement with a pinch of salt, like they say. But when you look at it holistically, I always tell people, look, what are we leaving for the generation coming after us? What are we leaving for the generation coming after us? For God's sake, we are in 2020. We are not in the days of the jungle. We are not in the days of the early men like we were taught in history. So, what? Look, a matter is before the court. So you should allow the court to decide. So what is all this boasting about? Again, let me use another Bini parable. Translated, if the fire has no extra wood, your corn is not going to be properly roasted. So while we can say, well, he's used to talking so many big words and he speaks a lot of grammar, but this is a judicial matter. So it must be taken seriously.
Yeah, but he's not a judge. He's not a judge criticizing the judicial system of Nigeria, because they can't be compromised. We should be criticizing the judicial system because Adams Oshiomhole can say anything he wants. However, the judicial system should be blamed for anything, any fault in the system because of the corruption. So, he can say anything he wants. For me, that is what I will say about this statement.
I agree with you, Nekman, for what you just said now. He can say anything he wants. He's not going to be in the panel of judges that are going to make based on evidence that they will have. Yeah. There has hardly been any governorship election in Nigeria hasn't gone to court. So it's not a new thing anyway. So it is not a new thing. So but like you said, and I agree with that point, this is where the Nigerian judiciary, they need to now stamp their authority. The Nigerian judiciary uh, must now show to Nigerians that we can trust them. They must now show to Nigerians that indeed the judiciary is the last
Mhm.
hope of the common man. So, because it is ordinary those citizens that elected Governor Obaseki as their governor. So, and one man cannot just use fiat because he's a big man, he has connections in Abuja to now truncate the collective will and the collective decisions that Edo people gave, the mandate that Edo people gave the Governor Obaseki last September.
So, during the election period, the same thing happened that people were panicking. That the APC will use federal might to suppress Governor Obaseki. They will compromise INEC. Is in Nigeria. We all know that INEC can be easily compromised in the country during election period. But at the end of the day, what happened? Governor Obaseki emerges as the winner of the election. So we should be optimistic about these court cases. I know that many Obaseki's supporters are in serious panic right now. Even yesterday, someone left a message for me. I will encourage everybody to calm down and be prayerful, just like the way he emerges as the winner of this past election. The same thing will happen. Let's see what the courts will do because
Yeah, thank you, Nekbe. I share in your optimism. For me, I'm not bothered a bit. I know that nothing, I always say it, I said it in another program yesterday, that I said nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. Uh, the emergence of Governor Baseki as the governor of Edo State is an idea whose time has come. Nothing is going to stop it. So I very much share your positivity. I share your optimism, and I also want to join you to tell all Edo citizens that nothing will truncate this mandate that has been freely given to uh, Governor Godwin Obaseki. There's no vacancy in Osadebe Avenue until the year 2024. So I'm very confident of that. So I join in your optimism.
Governor Obaseki has only 3 years plus in that office, only 3 years plus. They should just allow him to complete his second term and leave there. Another person can come in. So they should just leave him alone. I mean, all these are all distraction to the governor. Eh? If really they want the development of Edo State, they should be patient and just allow him to complete his second term. Just 2 years from now, he will be preparing to leave the office. One another person
That,
will come here. They can run again. Is there Yamu can run? He has the right to run? He's eligible to run again. And try his luck. He cannot compete with Obaseki. We saw that in the election. The gap was just too much between him and Obaseki. The result of the election, they tried to ring the election and everything, buy votes here and there. After all, Governor Obaseki emerges the gap was obvious. You understand? He cannot compete with him in anything. So just allow him to complete his second term. Then you can come in and run again.
people incorruptible personalities, but just like you have in anywhere, really in Nigeria, there are a few bad eggs in the system who
In
can
the
be
system.
used who can be
Mm.
used by politicians who are bad losers. There are a few bad eggs, but I also want to, because if Nekpe, let me say this. Recently, the EFCC put out a report, and in that report, they said that I think over 9 billion naira, moved through accounts of some judicial officials in Nigeria. So this is a lot. EFCC gave that report. So
Okay.
although they track a lot of the bank accounts of these people, just to make sure that uh, justice is not bought and sold like an open market where people buy tomatoes. But you know, this corrupt people, they have a way of circumventing any system that is put in place. So,
But you
but
know
but
what
but
is
like, yeah,
going
but like I said at the beginning of this program, this evening, is that we keep talking, and again, kudos to our deputy governor, those state deputy governor, for bringing this out in the open. So because when an issue comes to the court of public opinion, it is very difficult to erase. So it's a good thing because a lot of tabloids, a lot of media organizations, they picked this what Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu said, and it's all over the place. If you check the internet, it's there. It's on social media, so people now know. So because most times things go wrong when it is done secretly. Things go wrong when it is hidden from public view. But once people know, so I'm sure even those in the judiciary who may want to be accomplices with Oshiomhole in this regard, once they know that everybody is watching them, the eyes of the people are on them, they will be very careful. So again, um, we are going to keep the faith, but we'll keep talking about this so that everybody will be well informed, because information is key in all we are doing. Don't forget, if not for information, if not for the social media, if not for communication, I'm sure we've never had the result that we had in the Edo State election. So people were out there talking, people were out there campaigning, using every means
yes.
available to, to change the narrative, and that is why what happened. If people have kept quiet, people just sit on the fence and say, "Oh, it not concern me. I'm not involved." I'm sure we will
Yeah.
not be singing the song
Yeah.
we are singing today. So
Yeah.
again, I appeal to the Nigerian judiciary. They, despite all the pressures they are on, I want to also appeal to them to do the needful, and do their work based on the evidence in front of them, and they shouldn't be coerced to,
Yeah.
by this corrupt political elite.
Mark my word. Mark my words today. Governor Obaseki will get his victory from all these court cases.
Yeah, by the grace of God. Yeah, that is our belief. I also believe that as well. Um, but again, we commend Edo people for their support for the governor. And like you said, Nekpe, in any election all over the world, is one person that always wins. And
Mm.
like they say, it's turn by turn. You win today, you lose tomorrow. Even our president we have today contested so many elections and lost until he finally won one, and then he won another one again. So it's just that our politicians, they are bad losers. Even when you are magnanimous in victory and you extend an olive branch to them, they don't accept it. They are bad losers because of their negative intention. So um, again, let the judiciary do their work. There should not be external influence. We know how we always talk of the Nigerian factor. So that is why we are discussing all this anyway, so that the matter will be in the court of public opinion. So it shouldn't be boasting and alluding to what happened in Imo State. So whether it is true that he was the hand that caused what happened in Imo State or not, it shouldn't. Edo is not Imo. Just like we were saying during the election that Edo is not Lagos, and they thought it was a joke. So indeed, Edo people proved that Edo is not. So Edo State is not Imo. With due respect to, I have a lot of friends who come from Imo State. With due respect to all of
Mm.
them there, So he cannot come and make another Supreme Court governor in Edo State. It's not going to happen. Yeah. So by the power of the so the evidence are there. So let the legal teams, if there are cases to be answered, the legal teams to do it. Yes. So we should. I think Nekmen, for we are Nigeria now. We are moving to the year 2021. We need to civilize up a little bit. There should be some semblance of civilization.
We are already civilized in those states,
Yeah, yeah.
Dr. Agbons. We
No,
are, let's
I'm
talk
talking
about
of
other states in Nigeria.
yeah,
Other states.
yeah, I'm talking of Nigeria now. So there should
Mm,
be we are already civilized in Edo, but
mm.
we need to have that civility where there is rule of law. So we need a rule of law. So you can't have a matter in the court and somebody is boasting about it. You understand? It's subjudicial. So we need to have this civility where people know what they can say and what they cannot say. And let people know that the younger generation, like we're on this program now, we don't know teenagers are watching, our children, they are watching. So people need to know that there's a generation coming after. If the country was destroyed by the generation before their own, we will not have a country to call our own. So our political elite, Oshiomhole and his crew, they should know that the country does not belong to them. The country is not something they can put in their pocket.
Okay.
So they need to understand all that. So that is the point I just want to pass across to our view.
Yeah, one other thing I think they should be doing in Nigeria right now is how they can amend the constitution to allow them to assess the governorship candidate properly before eligible to run for governorship election in the country is very, very important right now. We should be
So
focusing on how they can amend it because it's very, very awkward to Nigeria, a democratic society like Nigeria, after electing a governor after 5 years or before years, they are now scrutinizing his certificates. So those things supposed to be done before even eligible to run for governorship election. For me, it makes Nigeria looks like a lawless country. Lawless country. I don't think that will ever happen in the West. And this case of credentials, academic credentials, is very, very rampant in the country right now.
look,
So, do we
Nekman,
have rule
Nekman,
of law in Nigeria? Do we have the rule of law
yeah,
in Nigeria? Go
Nekman, you,
ahead.
you have just introduced another issue entirely. You see, I am in the UK and I've studied in the UK extensively. When you talk about that's why I was saying that Nigeria we need to civilize up.
Mm,
We need to look if I don't know how it is in Canada. In the UK, if you tender your if let's say this is a qualification, if you tender it, there's what we call HECA number. It's higher education number. So anybody can track you anywhere in the world. For instance, I leave the UK now. I want to take up an appointment, let's say in Canada or in South Africa or in the US, and I say I have a master's degree, I have a bachelor's degree, I have a doctorate or whatever qualification that I claim I have. With that number, they will track it. So it boils down to the issue of how we store data in Nigeria. It is one huge problem that we have. We don't keep records of anything. We don't. So I'm sure in Canada that will be the practice. So if you have a qualification, they can easily. The case of Salisu, what's the name of the our first speaker of House of Representatives, Salisu Buhari or so. I can't remember the name now. Yeah, that he said he went to one university like that. So the just check.
do we have the rule of law in Nigeria? Is this country guided by the rule of law? It's a big question.
Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
we have all the laws. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Mm. I can hear you.
Yeah, we have all the laws. Yeah, it's the systemic corruption in the land that is the problem. Uh, when people when they collect bribes and they collect fact checks, bank transfers, and all that. So when they see blue, they call it green and all that. So it's all it's the corruption that is endemic in our system, and it's in all sectors in
Mm,
the country. So
mm,
not just only in politics, it's in all sectors. But we just hope that one day uh, things like this will stop happening in our land. And I've noticed that in Nigeria, I'm just trying to generalize now, not just talking of Edo. The any attempt for you to bring change is always resisted. So that is just the problem. So if you want to bring change,
mm,
you face a lot
mm,
of resistance. When you don't play ball, like they say, then they will use
mm,
all means possible.
mm,
So I believe that
mm.
the Edo governor doesn't have any problem with his academic qualification. He's cerebral enough. He's not that type. So, but because he refused to play ball, so they just want to try their luck. They want to try their luck. So and they will get problem with his our current president have problem with his YX certificate. Nepe, I'm sure you know about that. So the case was on and all that. Even Oshiomhole himself had issues with Aliu,
Mhm, mhm.
ALIU, the spelling of his name.
Spelling, spelling.
Yeah, so
Mhm,
I'm like Obaseki, they are saying his NYC certificate is having Obasek, that the letter I is missing. And NYC has issued Obaseki a new one. So because even me, I did my youth service in the early 2000. If I tell you, Nekme, my NYC certificate, my name was handwritten. You know, it wasn't done with computer. So I'll show you
exactly.
yeah. So for I to be missing from a Obaseki and then NYC and in NYC certificate there is a code. Everybody has a code. So his code actually tally with the original code that NYC have in their record. So University of Ibadan has come out to say he read classics from 1976 to 79. I can't remember the year now.
Mm,
So all these things that they've come, his classmates, we can see all these people coming out and all that. So, like I said, this is all about politicians not being good losers when they lose. Because, look, if the intention of a politician is to serve the people, and then you contest an election and you lose, or you support somebody for an election, the person loses, all you need to do is to congratulate the winner. You wanted to serve, you want to develop the place, isn't it? So you have to now join with the winner.
you
Everybody will now come together to develop the place. Everybody will now come together to move society forward. But in Nigeria, it is not like that. So once they lose
you know what is
election,
going on.
want to pull down.
You know what? You know why I said it is time for them to amend the constitution so that they will be assessing the governorship candidate properly. Because right now it has become a trend or norm of the Nigerian politics that once any governor wins election in the country, opposition will use the case of certificates to attack the winner of the election. The same thing is going on in Ondo State, Dr. Agbons, if you don't know now. The same thing few days ago I saw a picture of the governorship candidates under the PDP. They said this January is going to become the governor of Ondo State. I said, is this a dream or what? Is this a dream that they have a court case? Okay, so right now in Nigeria, it's like the politicians, they are using this to justify their own corruption in the system. That any governorship election, anyone that wins a governorship election in Nigeria, the opposition will not congratulate and accept defeat anymore, because they believe that they can use one way and the other to this case of this new trend or certificate to attack the winner of the election. So it has become the norm of Nigerian politics lately. Right now, as we are speaking, 5 cases in the courts similar about credentials. So the only thing that will solve this problem is for them to amend the constitution to ensure that they are well assessed. Nigeria is a lawless country. They need to amend the constitution because this one is getting too much now, and they are using this system to practicalize their corruption in Nigeria.
Look, it boils down to one thing. It's all
Mm,
about purpose. Some years ago, I read a book by this popular writer, Warren Buffett. Also, I can't remember the name. The purpose-driven life. So it's all about
mm,
purpose. So when people go into politics, what is their purpose? Why do they want to be a local government chairman? Why do they want to be in the House of Assembly? Why is somebody going into politics to be a governor or a senator, whatever? Why? So it's the purpose. Most of them, because of the corruption in our system, they go in there because they want to amass wealth. People will tell you that the easiest way to become rich in Nigeria now is to become a politician, to go and contest.
politician, yes,
So you see somebody,
yes, eh,
he becomes even a local government chairman after the first tenure. He has bought houses in Dubai, in South Africa. He
mm,
has bought houses
mm,
in the US, in the UK, everywhere. Yeah, because what is their purpose? So it boils down. So, and that is why some of them even go to the extent of even killing and maiming people when they want to ascend political office. Because as far as they are concerned,
mm,
that is their only ticket to becoming
mm,
billionaires and all that.
mm,
So anyway,
mm.
that one is another topic for another day. So it's all about purpose, because a lot of them they will. Look, Nekman, let me tell you, some politicians even
But
to the bank,
but
they borrow millions of money from the bank to contest elections, because they are distributing money all over the place. And this money, how do they want to
yes,
recoup it back? It's when they get into office.
mhm,
So that is why. So when they lose, oh, it's like they've lost everything, because the whole
mm.
political system is skewed in a very wrong way. So that is one of the challenges we are having. So, but then if you look at it, our democracy is we are having just 21 years now. Hopefully, as we go along, maybe before we get to like 50 years of democracy, maybe things will begin to normalize. But with statements like this, like we have on the screen now, so these are not the kind of things that deepen democratic values. So that is why we are even talking about this today.
Yeah, it's undemocratic because you cannot be threatening or boasting that you're going to use the court. The court is a neutral body. It's not part of the Nigerian politics. It's a neutral body. That's why they separated the court from the government, so that the government will
Yes.
not use their discriminative policies to suppress the citizens. I have a bachelor's degree in law and society. It's not law, but it's law and society. So we study the law, how it affects our society. So I have a bachelor's degree. So the reason why the court was separated from the government is to protect the rights of citizens. That the government, sometimes government can implement discriminative policies that will affect the citizens, that will even suppress the citizens. That is why the court is there to defend you, to defend you. So, as a politician, as someone like me who's not a politician, I can sue a politician. I can sue the government for any discriminative policy. You understand that is affecting me. So, and the court is there because the court is a neutral body to defend citizens. That is why we have the court being separated from the government. So for Oshiomhole boasting that is going to use the court against Governor Obaseki, it just shows that Nigeria as a country, they are running undemocratic government. Otherwise, I see no reason why a politician will be boasting that he's going to use the court to remove a sitting governor. It's because of the corruption. Everything boils down to the corruption embedded in the system as a whole.
Yeah, that's true. It's because of the corruption. That is just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
you are giving a perfect summary, Nekme, and I agree with you 1,000%. Percent.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but like I said, we'll keep putting out these issues in the public domain. We cannot be silent about some of these pronouncements from the political elite. We'll keep talking about them.
yeah. Thank you for this discussion.